So I did an experiment. I took my rear tandem on the trailer, I'm gonna switch over to a different light. There, maybe that's a little bit better. That light seemed awfully bright. I try not to do these at nighttime because of the bright lights and the glare off of them on the camera lens. But I wanted to go ahead and share this before I forgot, because 10 minutes from now I'll probably be forgotten that I hadn't done the video. I did an experiment. You know, I had heard different things from different people about what little things, the impact that little things can have on your fuel economy and on the overall performance of your vehicle. And so I wanted to do an experiment. Typically, I'll drive with my cruise control set when I'm out on the road. You know, I'll run anywhere, depends on what the traffic situation is, I'll run anywhere between 63 and about 67. I rarely ever get above 68. If I need to get on around someone, well then, you know, I'll get on up around 70, 71. But for the most part, you know, I'll hang around 65, 66 most of the time. And I've heard people talk about the fuel economy of their trucks and you know, how your speed affects it, and that makes sense to me. And how well you maintain your vehicle and your tire pressures and things like that all play a factor in the kind of fuel economy you get. I average around 8.3 miles to the gallon, and I drive a 2020 Western Star, so you know, I get okay fuel economy for the most part. If I get into, you know, a lot of hills and everything, it'll drop down slightly. If I get out in the flatland around Texas, Arkansas, South Arkansas, I'll get, you know, slightly better. But for the most part, I'm in the 8.3 range. So I did an experiment. I took my rear tandem on the trailer, right hand side outside tire, and I deflated it down to about 30 pounds. And this is in February. So I deflated it down to about 30 pounds. I ran it for 9 days, just like that. I didn't want to have it completely flat, you know, because I didn't want to damage the tire, but I put it down where it was excessively low. Normally it runs around 110, so I put it down to 30. Ran that for 9 days. My fuel economy dropped off about 0.2 of a mile per gallon. All right, so instead of going 8.3, I'm running around 8.1. And oddly enough, going across the mountains of East Tennessee to western North Carolina, even got down to 7.9. And that just blew me away. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I did it for 9 days. And then I put the tire pressure back up where it belongs. Guess what? My fuel economy went back up. I mean, that is just that one tire. The other 17 were where they needed to be. You know, 105 in the front, 110 on the drives. And they were all fine. Okay? Everything on the trailer was all fine. Just that one tire, I had intentionally let the pressure down on from 110 to 30 just to see the effect of it. And I wasn't hauling heavy loads. The heaviest load, I never hauled anything over 30,000 pounds. And I do that to try to keep my fuel economy up, get better miles per gallon. Especially with diesel being at, $4 a gallon and more right now. But I would haul loads anywhere from, say, 5,000 pounds to maybe 18,000 pounds. I don't think I had anything during that 9 days that went over about 18,000 pounds. And that just blew me away. As soon as I put the tire pressure back up where it needed to be, within a day, my fuel economy had averaged back out. And I'm going by what the computer showed me. But my fuel economy had averaged back out where it normally is. That's crazy. Anywhere, again, depending on your terrain, you're getting that kind of a fluctuation. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, somewhere in that range, your fuel economy is declining by having one tire low on air. So when you do your pre-trip, don't just go around and bump the tires. I would take at least every other day, put the tire gauge on them. I mean, it's not going to take you that much longer when you're doing your pre-trip to go around and put a tire gauge on all of those tires. And the ones that might need a little attention, give them a little shot just to keep them up where they need to be, especially in the wintertime. But you'd be amazed. Try this out for yourself, but you'll be amazed at the kind of change that it will make. I mean, if you're losing what? If you're losing 0.2 miles per gallon over, let's say, 5 miles, what's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's you're losing 1 mile per gallon over a 5 mile period, 5 mile distance. That's crazy. No. Yeah, you're losing 1 mile per gallon over 5 miles. That's nuts. All right, so that means that at 0.1 miles per gallon loss in that same 5 miles, you're losing a half mile per gallon. Now, that may not seem like much, but you put the pencil to it and do it over 100 miles. Okay, and do it over that 100 miles versus what you pay to fuel up. Money's money, and that money's better off in my pocket than it is that guy's pocket that owns a gas station. I mean, Jimmy Haslam that owns the Cleveland Browns, he didn't become a billionaire by accident. It's people like us that afforded him that, and we're putting more money in his pocket when we don't properly maintain our vehicles. So take the time, do your pre-trip, check your tire pressures on all of your tires, including the trailer. Even if you're just doing a drop and hook and it's not your trailer, it doesn't matter, because it still affects the fuel economy of your tractor. So do yourself a favor and check the air pressure on all of your tires. All right? Put that money in your pocket instead of somebody else's. Be safe, and I'll see you on the road. Bye.